Now, I've been using the Polar Grit X2 Pro every day for the last 2 months, and this thing has so many features for serious athletes as well as outdoor enthusiasts. Now, I've found many settings and features that aren't really easy to get to, like just keep slapping all day. And these are the settings and features that you should really be using if you've already bought a Grit X2 Pro or if you're thinking of buying one. Feature number 8 will blow your mind. Right, so the very first settings and feature set that I wanted to talk about is around the offline navigation, which is available on the Polar Grit X2 Pro. Now, the navigation widget on the Grit X2 Pro allows you to see your live location wherever you are, provided you've got the regional map for your specific area downloaded. And all you need to do is go into the navigation widget and tap onto the map, tap onto it again, and it should lock into your location on the offline map downloaded, and you can zoom in as well as out to see exactly where you are. And this might help you if you're stuck in a remote location or if you're trying to get to somewhere and you don't have any other means of navigation, for example if your phone has discharged completely. So that's something really handy. So the next tip that I wanted to share with you regarding offline maps is how to change the map orientation. Now, some people, depending on the type of activity, might prefer to see the true north always pointing at the top of the watch, whilst others, again depending on activities, might prefer to see the track always heading at the top of the watch. Now, if you're in the middle of an activity, you can change this orientation by going into the offline map, pressing the red button and scrolling all the way down to map orientation. And out there you can now see the track up as well as the north up option. Now, I personally always prefer to have the track up option, but if you wanted to, you can change it to north up, and now your true north will always show at the top of the offline map. Right, so the next tip that I wanted to share with you regarding outdoor mapping is the capability to load GPX or TCX routes onto the Grit X2 Pro for your specific activity. So for example, if I wanted to go for an outdoor run, I can press the top left button here and go into the settings, and scrolling down, there is an option for routes, which you should also see on your Grit X2 Pro. And on my watch, I've loaded different types of routes for different areas that I can run on. And you can see there's a Strava logo against some of them. And there's a Komoot logo as well as a normal map logo. And I will leave a link in the pop-out banner right now as well as in the description box below for another video where I've shown exactly how to transfer GPX as well as TCX routes onto the Grit X2 Pro. So the next tip that might help you with your Polar Grit X2 Pro is conserving battery for specific activities and events. And in my full in-depth review of this watch, I managed to get 9 days out of the 10 days claimed by Polar, which I think is really impressive. But there might be times where you want to eke out even more out of the Polar Grit X2 Pro. And for example, if you're going for a multi-day hike where, say, heart rate tracking is not an important metric for you to track, but you definitely want the offline map as well as the compass to work, and you want the battery to last as long as it can. Now, for activities like that, there are a few methods to try and reduce the battery consumption. The first of which is to switch off the always on display of this watch. Now, to do that, press the bottom left button to go into the main menu, go into the general settings, and scroll down till you reach the display always on option. And there, rather than show time, make sure that it is turned off. Now, the other thing you can do whilst you're here is go up into the display brightness section. By default, for me at least, it was set to high, so you can set it to low so the display reduces its battery consumption to as low as possible. Now, in addition to all of these settings, you can go within activities and change a few more settings to reduce that battery consumption even more. So for example, if you were going on a multi-day hiking trip, press the top left button on the watch, scroll down onto power save settings, and here you can see two options. First is for the GPS recording rate, which you can change it to every 2 minutes if you absolutely need GPS, which I think you will if you're going for a hike. If you don't want your heart rate to be tracked using the optical heart rate sensor on the Grit X2 Pro, go into the wrist-based heart rate setting and then turn it off, which means the Elixir suite of sensors will consume even less battery than it normally does. So if you're using the Polar Grid X2 Pro to keep an eye on specific metrics during an activity, there is a way to customize the data fields on the watch so you can keep an eye on those metrics and don't lose focus at all. Now to do this, go into the Polar Flow app on your phone, go into the menu, press Sport Profiles, and on this page, you can see a list of all of the activities that are loaded onto your Polar Grid X2 Pro. But for example, if I was running, I can press on the running icon there, press edit, and scrolling down, I can see this training view section here. And if I press on the training view there, I can now customize the layout of the data page whilst I'm running. I can even create a new data page and add the metrics that I want from this massive list presented at the bottom. So that's something that may come in handy if you're trying to focus, say, for example, only on your pace, or if you're focusing only on keeping your heart rate in a specific zone. Right, so the next feature that I wanted to share with you is how to access, use, and customize individual sport profiles for multi-sport activities on the Polar Grid X2 Pro. Now, this watch has two types of multi-sport profiles. The first is a fixed profile. So, for example, if you're in a triathlon, the Grid X2 Pro will follow a specific sequence of activities. So it will follow swimming, cycling, and then running. And the second type of profile is a free multi-sport profile, where you can pick and choose which type of activity to do in any sequence that you want. Now you can access multi-sport profiles by pressing the bottom left button and pressing on the start training option here, and you can see multi-sport as an option, and this is the free type of multi-sport activity. If you keep scrolling, you'll also find a triathlon, which will only follow a specific sequence of swimming, cycling, and then running. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you is the transition time between individual sports within a multi-sport event. So if you, for example, were in a triathlon and you completed the swimming segment first and then wanted to transition into the cycling section, press the bottom left button when you finish the swim, pressing the red button when you start cycling, and the watch will now show you your transition time. Now, you also might want to customize the settings for individual sports within a multi-sport activity, and you can do this within the Polar Flow app. Now, in the Polar Flow app, go into the menu by pressing on the top left button, go into the sport profiles, and here I can change the settings for running, cycling, as well as swimming individually. So for example, in the running segment of a triathlon, I wanted to see only the percentage maximum of my heart rate. I can select that here, and the other sport profiles, for example cycling, will not be affected in a triathlon. So this way you can customize each sport profile to see the metrics that you want for each specific segment. Right, so the next feature is actually a shortcut to start a new lap when you're in the middle of an activity using the Grid X2 Pro, and all you need to do is slap the face of the watch with the palm of your hand, and just like that you can keep ending the previous lap and starting a new one. Now, to enable this slap to start a lap feature, go into the Polar Flow app, go into the menu, press sports profile, and go into any of the profiles that you want this to be enabled on. Press edit, scroll down into this page, and within gestures and feedback, you can see the slap option there. By default, it should be switched on for almost all of the activities, but if in case it doesn't work, make sure that this is switched on. So another nice feature that I've been using on the Polar Grid X2 Pro is the automatic voice feedback at the end of a lap straight into my Bluetooth headphones. So if I'm running, I can get my average pace, my heart rate, duration, distance, and so on straight in my Bluetooth headphones. To enable this, go into the Polar Flow app on your phone. In the menu, click devices, and you can see this voice feedback option. Turn this on, and now you'll receive audio feedback during your activities. Right, so one of the most annoying features of the Polar Grid X2 Pro is the fact that it kept vibrating and buzzing with notifications from my phone, especially when driving and using Google Maps, where it just showed names of roads without providing any useful information. Now, to pick and choose what apps you want to be notified of on your watch, head over to the Polar Flow app, menu, devices, and then you can see this block apps option here, and you can select the apps that you want to block from annoying you on your Grid X2 Pro. I've personally made sure that I've switched off the maps option from here because I don't want to be distracted whilst I'm driving. So the Grid X2 Pro also has the capability to remind you to hydrate as well as consume carbs if you're in a long activity. Now to enable this, press the bottom left button on the watch to go into the menu. Scroll down to fueling and here you can set up the carbs reminder either as smart reminder or a manual reminder. Smart reminders take into account the approximate duration of the activity, the heart rate zone you're likely to be in for the most time, and the serving size you want to take in every time the reminder went off. And manual reminders are just at time-based intervals. I normally go for the smart reminders and the watch tells you how many times it thinks it will remind you, and if the activity ends up being more intense than initially predicted, the watch will increase the frequency and the number of carbs reminder. And for drinks, you have to add this based on a time interval and then confirm these. And now you can use that fueling plan for any of the activities from the list. In my personal experience, this has worked really well and it has helped us quite a lot in the sweltering heat of Spain this summer. So those are the key features and settings that I have been using on the Polar Grit X2 Pro in the last couple of months. And if any of this was helpful to you, don't be shy from pressing that like button so I can reach out to more Grit X2 Pro users just like you. And if you're a new viewer, don't be shy from tapping that subscribe button as well so you don't miss out on my next wearable tech review, experiment and tutorial just like this. See you in the next one.